Computer is an electronic device that accepts data, processes it, and finally stores it. Well, this is the first definition I learned as a student in my high school in St. Paul's in the year 2004 when I was first introduced to the world of computers, So I give credit to my old school, St. Paul Institute, for this video, obviously, and introducing me to the world of computers. Well, before we start off, I'm gonna show you one thing. Well, this is a book. It's a guitar staff book. You can read it, right? And I'm using my front camera on my phone. What I'm showing you this, it's a simple tips for you. When you use the front camera, especially in Redmi, Xiaomi phones, it tends to, when you take a selfie, it tends to make the later sort of like mirror image. So here you can read it clearly. If I take a selfie myself, whatever is written on my t-shirt or any other place, it will obviously be good as it is, right? So how do you figure out this one? It's simply just to navigate to the phone setting, and right there at the setting you're gonna see mirror front camera. Navigate to that particular setting. You have to go to your camera, flip the camera as in the front camera, and when you go under that setting, it will be there. If you switch on to the back camera, you will not find that, okay? So mirror front camera, turn that off. So let's start off. A lot of people, majority of people here in Manipur or Lanka can't afford a big rig, a big rig as in Core i9, Core i7 stuff. Most of us are stuck in Pentium, and mine's Core i3. We tend to have a lot of problem when we have this kind of rig, because we want a very cheap laptop, but we want to work many stuff. And sometimes the laptop can handle it, blue screen, BSOD, blue screen of that, and all other stuff. This will help enhance the performance of your laptop to some extent, but do not think this will turn your laptop into a supercomputer, right? I want that. And what more problem can you identify when you are working on your rig, like MS Word opening? The old version are just fine, Click open, and Photoshop 7.0, they're just fine, just open. But like Photoshop 2020, 2019, MS Word 2019, and other stuff, it takes some time. Most commonly used browser like Google Chrome, it uses a lot of resource. We have problem, opening multiple tabs. There are pros and cons of doing this. Let's talk about the pros. System startup, boot up will improve. Apps loading, opening, closing, and all those stuff, it will improve. But what about the cons? Battery and processor performance and all those stuff will be affected. Like if you over tweak it, and if you're not careful enough, you have battery problem issue, battery drain, and all those stuff. You can still compromise it by using an external power outlet like adapter while using this setting. Well, things are getting a little bit boring. Let's dig into it. So the first thing, press Windows and R and MS config, okay? Just type that and configure your computer. Let's see, boot, general. I'm going to the boot tab, and in the boot tab there's advanced. Here's a number of processors, so I'm gonna select and choose 4. So if you're lucky, quad core and all those stuff, you might have 8 here. Maximum memory, keep it as it is. Apply. So this is the first step. Don't show this, exit without restart. Alright, now the startup and all the stuff, you're using your CPU to its full core, okay? And then the next thing, you go, can you see here the battery? So you right click it and you go to power options. And for Windows user, for desktop user, press the start key, type power plan space, power plan, right? So go to edit power plan. Yeah, it's the same thing. power right click on the battery, power options, same. Okay, so here based on the variation of your laptop you're gonna have different power plan. Mine, I only have balance, so we'll customize or make the power plan out of this. So change plan setting here in the blue. So change plan setting, click here, and then here the first thing, turn off the display. Here it's about alright, it's personal desire. Plug in, when you plug in the adapter after 10 minutes, 5 minutes you can do. So if you're a workaholic, you can customize this motion and put the computer to sleep. So never do this, alright, after 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So for me here, never, even in plug-in, never. So here through this step, just remember this, that power plan is specific to power adapter or the charger connected or the battery as a standalone unit. Okay, so I'll just save changes, done. We'll go back to change plan setting, and here change advanced power setting here, and here hard disk, the hard disk, turn off hard disk after on battery 10 minutes. Wow, after 10 minutes it's gonna turn off. Now literally it's not gonna turn off until you press the shutdown key, right? But change the value to 0 and never will come. Can you see here? So change the value to 0, never. Wait, okay, I have to go to the next plan. Okay, yes, Internet Explorer, yeah, leave it Internet Explorer as it is, desktop background as it is, wireless adapter setting, power saving mode. Here you can use, here it's not concerned to the CPU, but yeah, battery you can use the medium power saving, and here sleep, here again sleep after, never, as we already configure here. Okay, and then USB setting, leave it, and your graphics, the graphic might be AMD, we'll have AMD here, my Intel, so I'll see here balance. So for me, even in battery, and to maximize performance, even in plugin, maximize performance, or here maximum performance, right? Okay, and then PCI Express, if you're using a PCI interface, better Google it. Maximum power saving, nothing is gonna change about this anyway. Now here the most important, processor power management. So click here, look at the default setting, minimum processor state. It says on battery 5% and on plug-in 5, so the minimum is 5. So for me, I'm gonna, so the highest value being 100, I'll put into 100. So this is the most critical part, and maximum per processor state 100. So if it needs a maximum processing state, it will be 100. So some of you here it might be 50, right? So change that to 100. Now this is the part, as we discussed earlier, is gonna drain a battery. In plug-in it's okay, put 100 plug-in, right, when you plug in the adapter. So but on battery, even at the minimum processing stage of the laptop, it will be kept at 100. So even small things, or do we call it things in computer, like notepad and all those stuff, not that resource extensive apps, they're gonna work like a charm for you. Display, turn off display, it's here already. If you don't believe me, see 510 on battery, plug-in, and multimedia, just leave it. And here the battery here. Okay, you can customize yourself. Critical, so before you customize, there's 3 level indicator, like low, critical, right? Set the low level first, maybe 10, that's your choice. critical level 5. So then you can customize what happens when it reaches the low level. Low battery, do nothing. So low is 10%, but when it comes to the critical battery action here, it's hibernate, so that's not good. Just say shut down. Just say, all right. Just choose the option as shut down, right? That's it. And if you're a laptop user, you can click on the battery, and here best performance, right? Here, slide it, you can slide it. So I prefer these settings. And aside from this, there's another critical things that improve the performance of a laptop. The first thing is RAM, random access memory. So better go for the highest upgrade, go for it. A very crucial upgrade for your laptop is a SSD, solid state drive. So what are SSD and HDD? You better Google it. I'll not talk much about it. They are much performance efficient because revolution per minute, RPM, right? The hard disk drive is sort of like an old technology. There's a floppy type disk inside the hard disk with a rotating motor. So after years and years of uses, data loss and other stuff, and as it gets older, the motor gets older, a lot of stress is put on the hard drive, the RPM decrease, and at last it can't rotate. I don't know, there are a lot of technological stuff involved there. But in SSD we don't have the rotating stuff. It's same as a pan, it's sort of like a pen drive. So for instance, this is a HDD of a laptop. It's a hard disk drive, the slim one, and yeah, here is a rotating unit. Here, if we dissect this hard drive, there will be a sort of like floppy type here, floppy disk, if you don't remember, like a CD that rotates, right? So the years of uses, performance decreases, the RPM, the motor, and all the stuff. But in SSD, you have the same port where you can connect to your laptop, but the difference is there's no RPM. There's an RPM. There's a big difference in data transfer rate. It's HDD 7200 RPM and SSD 10,000 RPM, and so even the transfer rate is much higher. I'll not talk more about that. So you can upgrade your RAM, you can upgrade your hard disk to SSD. That's more than enough. So if you're interested in upgrading your stuff, you can start off with RAM for laptop, or hard disk upgrade from HDD to SSD. So in Lamka we have a reputed dealer, Siam Computer, and let's see the review of this shop. So the contact details here. It's in Hebron Bay, New Lamka, just nearby the traffic point or BOC. It's easy to locate that part. Contact details and link in the description. To end this video, I express my thanks to everyone. If you like it, thank you. If you dislike it, where, and then if you share it, thank you again. If you comment, thank you again. And then let me know in the coming days on your issue with computers. I put my details below in the description, so we can work it out, or I can feature your issue in the next coming videos. Thank you for watching.